I'm not going to tell you what effective communication is first, but I'm telling you what is ineffective communication. Before discussing effective communication, let us discuss what it is not. Okay, why we are going to lose the charm of communication, why we are not going to attract our students. So, ineffective communication takes place when the speaker who is going to share is speaking senseless. Whatever he speaks carries little sense. Okay, this makes it ineffective communication. Uh, when you are talking, when you are going to dominate over your talk, when whatever you say, you want to dominate upon your listeners, that whatever I say, accept it anyhow. Okay, so when you talk, you must not dominate, you must talk meaningful, you must not talk senseless, you must not talk useless. These things, when you are speaking meaningless, when you are speaking senseless, when you are speaking useless, this makes the talk ineffective. So, okay, so a speaker must keep these points in mind, that I should not speak meaningless. Whether I am speaking meaningful or meaningless, think about it. Whether you are speaking useful or useless, think about it. Okay, with whether whatever you talk is necessary to talk or unnecessary to talk. Because meaningless talk, useless talk, senseless talk makes the communication ineffective. So if someone is going to avoid these points, automatically he will talk meaningful. Okay. So now let us discuss the points of effective communication. In effective communication, we must keep this point in mind, that listening is very much important. If you want to have your communication effective, you must listen. And when do you listen? You listen only when you are interested. Okay, if you're not interested in listening, if you don't want to listen, then again the communication would be ineffective. Communication would not be powerful enough to understand. So the basic point for effective communication is to listen, and listen silently. If you start listening and some of the students are making noise in the class, definitely your communication would be ineffective. You would not understand it fully. It would be ineffective communication. So adopt silence. Listen wholeheartedly. Listen with all ears. Listen with all of your interest. Then definitely you are going to gauge all the points, because you are listening with full of attention. Okay, so the basic point is listen, and listening takes place when you're silent, and silence takes place when you are interested. How I am going to connect all these points? If you listen with full of your silence, and silence takes place only then when you are interested. Okay, if you're uninterested, if you're not interested, if you're lacking interest in listening, then communication would not be powerful enough, communication would not be effective enough. um, um, Second point is, don't make prior beliefs during listening, that whoever I listen, whom you listen, you have a prior belief that this speaker always speak rubbish, or this speaker doesn't speak effective, or he lacks knowledge, or he speaks bias with full of his biasness. Okay, if you have made a prior beliefs, then again your communication would not be effective enough. Why? Because you have this learning attitude. This is learning attitude, that you have already made prior beliefs of listening. Okay, so don't make prior beliefs during listening. Be impartial listener. Be with open heart and mind, and listen it and analyze the talk. Okay, if you have started making prior beliefs, then definitely you have some bad ideas about the speaker, that this speaker is ineffective, he lacks knowledge, or he speaks such and such foolish things. Okay, so cut this idea from the mind, that you have a prior belief in mind. Whenever you listen, I am discussing about listening and learning attitude now, about effective communication. Okay, when you listen, be honest. Okay, this is learning attitude. Don't you listen it honestly. You listen with all of your interest. You listen as you are in a real situation. Okay, when you listen honestly, then most of the points you will catch. You will grab a lot of points of the speaker. Okay, because you are listening, as you are listening in a real situation, it seems as though you are going to gauge all the points of the speaker. Okay, so in learning attitude, you must listen with full of your honesty. You are honest listener, you are dedicated listener, you are committed listener. Now I'm going to discuss about the if, in effect, in, if, about effective communication. You have to keep non-verbal communication in mind. What is non-verbal communication? Means you must show gestures and postures during communication. If a speaker is speaking, you must keep these points in mind. That show your gestures and postures. Give your body language. Move your hands. Gestures and postures are very much important. It is said that 58% message is given by body language. If any speaker lacks it, he definitely will make his communication ineffective. And managing stress and effective communication, you must keep the point managing stress in your mind, that your listeners are pressurized, or they have a stress, or they are distressed, they don't want to listen now. So manage the stress, talk friendly with them, don't put pressure upon them, make them feel that whatever you are talking, this is in their benefit. Okay, they are not pressurized now, they are not under pressure. If you are going to be successful in managing the stress, your communication will be effective. And my last point of effective communication from the second semester is emotional awareness. Keep these points in mind about your viewers and about your listeners, that whether they want to listen or they don't want to listen now, they are tired out, they are unhappy, they are anxious, they are distressed. Okay, so this is emotional awareness of your listeners. If any speaker who doesn't know about emotional awareness would not definitely make his communication effective. So these are some of the points I have shared with my students, that if you want to make effective communication, keep good listening in your mind, keep non-verbal communication in mind, keep how to balance the managing, how to balance the stress, or keeping in mind about emotional awareness. Okay, so hope you understand these points. If you have any question, send me in written. I will answer your questions. Thank you very much. See you till the next lecture.